Good morning, everyone. So, this session we will be talking about Carl Rogers and his person-centered therapy. As we know, Carl Rogers is known for developing client-centered therapy, also known as non-directive therapy. And if you are someone who loves helping with mental health support, Carl Rogers' principles really align with that. Okay, moving forward to the basic tenet of Carl Rogers, which is Rogers' focus on uniquely human issues, which aim to create more compassionate, person-centered approach, which recognize the uniqueness and inherent worth of every individual. So also Rogers believed in innate goodness, or we are naturally born good, which also emphasizes free will and personal choice. And also, the other one is Rogers is arose in reaction to behaviorism and psychodynamic theory. As we notice, psychodynamic theory is more on the bad dwelling on the past or unresolved conflicts. But when it comes to Rogers, he is more on present to future oriented, which explore their current experiences and emotion to achieve personal growth and self-actualization in the future. And as you can observe, the theory of Rogers stated if and then framework. For example, if that certain condition exists, then process will occur. If this process occurs, then certain outcomes can be expected. So if the therapist, and we will discuss it further later. And the other one is that if the therapist is congruent and communicates unconditional positive regards and accurate empathy to the client, then therapeutic change will occur. And if you want a person to change his or her behavior, you must become congruent, communicate unconditional positive regards to the client. So that is the overview of person-centered theory. It follows the framework and then it's centered to the condition that a person must have so he or she can achieve an outcome. Yes. He believes that lahat ng bagay sa mundo ay nai-evolve into simpler to more complex form. Makikita daw natin yan in nature at ang tawag doon ay formative tendency. Example of a formative tendency is that, for example, a seed growing into a tree in which a seed naturally moves toward its full potential as a tree. So given the right condition like natural sunlight, water, and nutrients, similarly, humans tayo mga tao, we strive for personal growth and self-fulfillment when provided with a supportive environment, which is what we call actualizing tendency. So as human beings, we have this tendency to fulfill our full potentials according to Carl Rogers. Ito daw yung nag-iisang motivation natin sa buhay. Ito daw yung reason kung bakit tayo gumigising na maaga para i-fulfill yung ating self-actualization. But before we actualize, this thing must happen first. We have here two modes, which is the first one is the maintenance and the second one is the enhancement. When we talk about maintenance before actualizing, we need to become stable first before we go to the next level. And we have here maintenance, which is similar to the lower step on Maslow hierarchy of needs. By default, we must maintain our physiological being. At the same time, we also want to resist change. There are parts of ourselves that we don't want change. We want the status quo. We want the stable state. But at the same time, we also have our tendency to enhance ourselves. So, part of being an actualized person is to reach our maximum potential, which is enhancing ourselves and strong desire to learn and willingness to change and want to improve as a person. So, kaning duha, these two modes, the maintenance and enhancements, both are actualizing tendency. And of course, if you want to maintain yourself or to enhance yourself, you must choose one or both. It's up to you because enhancements requires works and requires willingness to change. And as we know, change is something we people do not like having. In spite of everything, na yung changes is inevitable. So, human are winners anyway. So, self-concept. Sa pagkapanganak natin, then habang tumatanda tayo following formative tendency, eventually, makapag-create tayo ng awareness and this awareness becomes our sense of self. Ito yung ako ito. And that concept is what we call self-concept. So ideally, yung mabubuo natin na self-concept ay congruent o parehas sa self na meron tayo as an organism. Ang tawag doon ay organismic self. Kasi ang self-concept ay it is limited lang sa kung ano ang aware tayo at alam naman natin na ang self natin na marami tayong mga bagay-bagay na hindi tayo aware. Tinitignan lang natin ang mga bagay na kung saan aware tayo. Anyway, the organismic self includes everything about us. Even sa mga things na hindi tayo aware like personality traits natin, hindi tayo aware and so on. So, kapag ang organismic self natin at ang self-concept natin ay halos parehas sila, magiging healthy ang development ng personality natin. Kasi aware tayo kung sino tayo at yun nga lang, syempre, hindi laging ganun ang nangyayari sa buhay ng isang tao. May mga times na hindi lapat yung organismic self sa self-concept which result to incongruence dahil may mga barriers para sa psychological health nating mga tao. Ano nga ba ang mga barriers na yan? Habang lumalaki tayo ay nahanap natin yung mga supports ng caregiver natin o yung mga taong nakapaligid sa atin. At ang tawag doon ay positive regards o positibong pagkakatingin nila sa atin. Kaya naman, we do everything to receive that positive regard from our parents and even from our society as a whole. Kasi pag nararamdaman natin na yung positive regards na yon, may katumbas na worth. Tumataas ang self-worth natin, kumbaga nafe-feel natin na may value tayo as a person para sa isang taong ito or para sa isang taong yun. Nga lang, may mga times na itong positive regards na ito is conditional. This one, if and then framework. So for example, if I became the most successful person, then my family will become proud, therefore providing my worth as a person. For example, sasabihin sa'yo ng magulang mo, anak, galingan mo ha. Mag-top 1 ka kasi pag nag-top 1 ka, malaki yung grades mo, ibibigay ko kahit anong gusto mo o kahit anong gustong regalo na gusto mo na ibigay ko sa'yo. O kaya naman, anak, magiging engineer ka ha, para pag naging engineer ka, magiging proud ang buong pamilya mo. At kung baga, if you do this, I will give you this, and then I will give positive regards whatever the good intention the parent has. At meron itong certain effects sa bata kasi yung nangyayari, nagkakaroon ng condition yung isang tao bago niya ma-recognize ang kanyang worth as a person. And look at for this other example. If I did not become a successful person, then my family will be ashamed of me, therefore providing my worthiness as a person. And kapag hindi niya na-meet yung mga kondisyon na yon, syempre magkakaroon siya ng self-doubt. Magkakaroon siya ng pagdududa sa kanyang value as a person at magbaba ang self-worth niya. Syempre magiging source ito ng iba't ibang psychopathology. At ang tawag ni Rogers dito ay condition of worth. Kapag ang bata ay pinalaki ng may mas malaking condition of worth, mahihirapan silang hanapin o tanggapin ang kanyang organismic self kasi nga, di ba, laging pressure from the outside world. Merong external evaluation lagi na kailangan niyang i-meet para magkaroon siya ng worth as a person. So, nagkakaroon siya ng malakas na ideal version of himself, also known as ideal self. So, as a result, dahil mas malakas yung kanyang ideal self, na minsan ay hindi na realistic ang kanyang organismic self. At syempre, nagkakaroon siya ng discrepancy, hindi na parehas si organismic self at ang kanyang ideal self. At kapag nagkaroon ng discrepancy, ang tawag ay this one, the incongruence. Kasi pag ang incongruence, ang tendency, nagkakaroon ng anxiety yung isang tao kasi deep down alam niya na hindi siya yung ideal self niya. Yes, first we have some events that are experienced below that results of awareness and are either ignored or denied. So for example, sa current situation na lang nato karon. As we notice, di ba, nagka-anxiety tayo before we take the important exam or the final exam. So to remove the anxiety, sasabihin niya, or ako for example, it's okay, not a big deal. Okay ra ko. That is ignored experience, like pretending that anxiety doesn't exist. While denied experience is, I shouldn't feel this way, it's wrong to be anxious. And the next one is, and second one is, accurately symbolize experience that are fairly admitted to the self-structure, such as experiences are both non-threatening and consistent with existing self-concept. So here we have the example, if a pianist who has full confidence in his piano playing ability is told by a friend that his playing is excellent, he may hear these words accurately symbolize them. You freely admit them to their self-concept. So of course, pag nakita ng friend mo, sasabihin niya, ay, ang galing mo naman mag-piano, mag-play. Tapos syempre, yun yung self-concept mo. So tatanggapin mo yun. I-admit mo yun. So what if yung self-concept mo is, I'm sorry for the term, kanang average ng yung thinking mo or literal na bobo. Simula pa lang pagkabata or pag yung self-concept mo ba, yung hindi ka na-believe sa self mo, and one time, mataas yung score mo sa exam. And sasabihin ng friend mo, uy, ang talino mo naman. Sasabihin niya sa kanyang isip, baka may kailangan tong tao to sa akin kasi ang ganda ng pagkakasalita niya. Or, hindi niya tatanggapin yon kasi hindi yon yung self-concept niya. Kasi nga, ang self-concept niya, bobo siya. Bakit sasabihin mo matalino siya? Yun lang. So, diba, sobrang hirap pag yung naging self-concept mo is yun, negative. And, kapag yung ideal self niya ay mas masyadong na-incorporate sa self-concept niya, hindi na nga pareha sa organismic self niya, kinakabahan siya or nag-worry siya na baka one day, masisira yung ganung klaseng illusion na pinote out niya. So, magiging vulnerable siya sa anxiety. Alam naman natin kapag ang isang tao ay nagkaroon ng anxiety, anong gagawin niya? So, magiging defensive siya. And ayon kay Rogers, he called it defensiveness. So, may dalawang klase ng defenses that people use to protect their self-concept. First is distortion. In distortion, ang ginagawa is pag mayroong isang situation or experience na tinetreaten yung self-concept na mataas ang ideal self, dinidistort ng tao yung meaning ng experience na yon para maging lapat sa kanyang self-concept. So, for example, may isang tao na yung self-concept niya ay isa siyang architect or engineer student. And then, merong nagsabi sa kanya na, ang galing mo naman magbigay ng moral support sa mga taong nagsistruggle sa mental health. So, itong taong ito na may self-concept na pagiging architecture student, iisipin niya, wala naman akong sinasabi, nakikinig lang ako. Baka naman talaga healthy siya. Nagkataon lang na sa akin siya pumunta. Kaya parang gumaling siya or what. So, that is distortion. Parang nire-interpret mo yung experience para maging connected siya sa self-concept or sa ideal self na meron ka. And the second defense style na tinawag naman ni Rogers na denial, wherein hindi inaalaw ng tao na mapunta sa kanyang awareness niya yung mga experiences o yung mga nangyari sa buhay niya na hindi lapat sa kanyang self-concept. For example, yung isang tao for example, natin kanina na pwede niyang i-deny o pwede niyang hindi isipin yung mga times na kung saan yung times na nung high school siya ay marami siyang natutulungan ng mga taong namumroblema sa mga, alam niyo naman, adolescence problem or mental health problems and mental stability. So, natulungan niya yung mga yon pero hindi niya nilalagay sa awareness niya kasi ang alam niya, hindi siya yon, and that is denial. I-deny niya yung mga experience na hindi lapat sa kanyang self-concept. So, eventually, yung mga defenses na to, of course, magkakrumble yung mga yan. Mag-fail yan. Pag nangyari yun, magkakaroon ng disorganization. Ibig sabihin nito, masisira yung illusion na pinote out niya wherein yung self-concept niya at organismic self is parehas. Where in fact, they are very opposite or very different, diba? To the point na hindi niya alam kung ano ang totoo, yung ideal self niya o yung organismic self niya. Pero syempre, as an outsider naman, alam naman natin na yung organismic self niya yung totoo at kailangan niyang i-adjust niya yung self-concept. Yun nga lang, pag nabuo na yung self-concept na isang tao, mahirap nang palitan to. So, incongruence talagang lalabas pag nagkaroon ng disorganization. Hindi naman diretso sinabi ni Rogers dahil ayaw niyang magle-label ng mga clients niya, ito daw yung source kung bakit nagkakaroon daw ng mood disorders like depression or even in extreme cases, schizophrenia yung mga ibang tao kasi hindi lapat yung kanilang organismic self tsaka kanilang ideal self. So, ang tanong, paano natin susolusyonan yun? So, dun papasok ang psychotherapy kung saan kilala si Rogers in the first place. So, welcome to the person-centered psychotherapy of Carl Rogers. So, we have here if and then framework. So, if my therapist accepted me as who I am, even though I failed to make my parents or families proud, then I am still a person worthy of being loved and understood, even if I did not become successful. So basically, ang gagawin lang naman ay babalik na rin ang mga barriers to psychological health. But before that, of course, yung therapist dapat siya mismo ay congruent, ibig sabihin yung organismic self at kanyang self-concept ng therapist is almost the same. Walang discrepancy. Bakit? Kasi pag may discrepancy yan, ay magmumukha siyang hindi genuine. Pero kapag congruent siya, magiging genuine yung relationship niya with the client. Kasi nga, siya mismo, genuine siya sa sarili niya. So, ang una-uning kondisyon na kailangan niya, and then kapag genuine yung therapy sa relationship niya with the client, pwede niyang bigyan yun ng tao na yun ng unconditional positive regards. Na ang ibig sabihin, tatanggapin niya yung tao kung sino man siya o kung ano man siya, kung paano man siya mag-isip o kung ano man yung magiging experience niya sa buhay without condition. So, kumbaga, kung namomroblema yung tao sa isang part ng buhay na to, hindi na, for example, hindi niya alam kung sino talaga siya, kung anong kukunin niya, or na course, or so, i-accept niya yung taong yon as who he is. Na isa siyang confused na tao na kailangan niyang mamili o kailangan niyang mag-adjust kapag nangyari ito, maiisip ng client na okay lang naman palang maging honest ako sa sarili ko and makikita ko yung mga ganitong bagay as it is, and then parang nagiging open na siya sa mga nagiging experience niya. Yung mga dinay-deny niya dati, yung mga dinidistort niya dati, tatanggapin niya na yun sa kanyang self-concept kasi nga nagkakaroon siya ng ideal na hindi naman niya kailangan taasan masyado yung self-concept niya kasi meron naman tatanggap sa kanya which is yung therapist. And then because of this, mas magiging open to change na yung client natin at kapag yung self-concept niya ay magiging same na halos sa organismic niya, then doon na unti-unting nawawala yung psychopathology kasi hindi na siya defensive, hindi na siya dinidistort, hindi na siya nagde-deny, and therefore yung disorganization is mawawala. Na di siya nalilito kung sino ba siya o talaga sino bang yung hindi siya o yung sign na naka-move on na yung client sa kanyang incongruence. And is magkakaroon siya ng positive self-regard. Yung tipong hindi na niya kailangan yung ibang tao for the positive regards kasi siya mismo as a person is pwede na niyang ibigay yun sa self niya. So, maniniwala si Rogers na ang mga tao ay may tendency to fulfill their own maximum potential, especially if nasatisfy lahat ng kondisyon. So, for this, para tayong mga binhi or seeds na pwedeng isang matatag at mabungang puno basta maalagaan tayo ng maayos at mabibigay yung pangangailangan natin. Kasi nga naman kung itatanim natin ang isang binhi sa isang tigang na lupa, hindi naman lalaki yung ng maayos. Pero kung itatanim natin ang isang binhi sa isang matabang lupa, aalagaan natin, didiligan natin, at bibigyan natin ng enough sunlight and love, malamang sa malamang, lalaki yan ng isang matatag at mabungang puno. So parehas din sa ating mga tao na kung ang halaman ay kailangan ng lupa at sunshine, tayong mga tao naman ay kailangan natin or nila ng unconditional positive regards, congruence, at isang tao na makikinig sa kanila genuinely or isang taong mayroong empathic listening skills. So moving forward to the person of tomorrow. What is person of tomorrow? Basically same as self-actualization ni Maslow but different conceptualization. We have here, they are the psychologically healthy people. They are more adaptable. They are more open to their experience. They trust in their organismic selves and live fully in the moment. Harmonious relationship with other and more integrated. And have basic trust on human nature and greater richness in life than other people. So, ang person of tomorrow, sila yung kaibigan mong totoo. Kung baga nagkakaroon lang tayo ng harmonious relationship with other, pag wala ng pagpapanggap, yung mga legit na best friends o yung mga barkada natin na walang pagpapanggap na nangyayari dyan. And if you find yourself putting on mask wherever you are with your friends or those friends are not really your best friends, they might be your acquaintance. So that is all about Carl Rogers concepts, and I already include the table of the Rogers theory of therapeutic change. Meron siyang if and then frameworks, especially as we notice, Carl Rogers is more on therapy. Unlike others, diba, like nila Freud, more on concepts. So we have here case analysis, which is Mia, one of my friends, recently told me that she was upset and confused. She explained that her family has high expectations sa kanya and gusto nilang i-pursue yung career na dapat is medicine para kay Mia. Since that is the only way that is a respectable option. Although Mia wants to be a writer, akong friend gusto yun Mia mag-write. She is afraid that if she follows her dream, he will not let down her parents. So I have here my analysis, which is the unconditional positive regards, the empathy, and the congruence. Also the analysis. And before I end this presentation, I have here the word of wisdom of Carl Rogers. The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just I am, then I can change. So in short, change begins with self-acceptance. When you accept yourself as who you are, you create freedom and openness needed for change. So that is how Carl Rogers' theories work. So thank you.